Hey guys, in this video we're packing up and heading toward the dome. No, actually what we're going to do is talk about something that you guys have asked me a lot about in the last year. What equipment do we use to make these videos? In this video, I walk you through every camera, when I use those cameras, even the drone. We talk about microphones, we talk about mounts, we talk about cases, and I even walk you through step-by-step instructions on how I mount our cameras to our race cars. My little tips and tricks I've learned over the last year, how I get the quality so good, how to hang cameras on racetracks, and then we get into some real-life footage. This is a deep dive. I hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comments. Peace. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Over the summer, I had several comments on different videos where you guys asked, what cameras do I use? What mounts do I use? Where are the mounts at on the car? Let's go through it. When we go to the racetrack, I pack quite a bit of stuff. So let me show you guys kind of my setup here. So this is inside my shop, multiple battery banks with GoPros. Here's one of my Canons. Extra batteries, mic charger, drone charger. We'll get into that. Drone. These are mounts, cases, attachments, body rigs, extra zip ties, clamps, cables, microphones, more accessories, SD cards, miscellaneous tools, GoPro attachments. And then I have this thing that goes everywhere I go, which is my oh crap box. Basically got some tools, got some replacement cables, headphones if I need to check my audio. This is wind muffs for one of my cameras. Just any little odds and ends stuff I think I might need. I take this giant case, which is basically a big empty case that everything gets stuffed into. This case is for my Canon, and this one is just for GoPros. And then you have a case for the drone. The rig I'm liking the best right now at a racetrack, this is called Newer. All right, now the reason I really like this rig, I can hold it on my shoulder, hold my Canon camera, okay? Very easy to be stable. Where this bolt is, I put a phone mount so I can record for YouTube and our short videos at the same time, or be live. Sometimes we go live on Facebook. That phone will be right here live while I'm recording, and then I'm just moving one thing, and they're seeing the same thing at the same time as the car goes around the track. There's a lot of different versions of these. This is the one that I ended up using toward the end of the season. I've also been seen running around with one like this. It's a lot lighter version, but I can't really get the phone thing going on at the same time. But this one's a lot more easy, lighter, easier, smaller a little bit. But a downfall to this is you can't really set it, you can't set it down. With this one, if we get back in the pit, I can set that on the trailer and it can record what we're doing. So it's kind of a 2-in-1. I don't have to have a tripod. The main camera that goes on it is this. This is a Canon XA11. The main reason I chose this camera is the audio inputs. You're able to put different microphones and plug them in here. I can do wireless mics, I can do lapels, I can do all kinds of stuff. I can plug a remote in. The camera also has infrared. So if it's dark at a track somewhere in the pits, I can flip that and it'll go to that green look night vision thing. A Boya shotgun mic. And then this is just another really small kind of cheap one. It's a lapel mic, but I found that this is a full stereo setup. So you got a left and a right channel. If I don't run two microphones, if you're listening to it in headphones, you'll only hear it on one side. So I went to using two microphones. So this is right side, left side. This is the camera that I have on that mount. And this is the one I'm watching Dusty go around the track on, like this. So that's the main camera shot. For a long time, our vlog camera was this Canon G7X. This camera is really cool because you can flip up the screen and see yourself while you're talking in it. Pretty good audio. The only bad thing about this camera is it has trouble focusing. It's kind of blurry. Since then, we have switched to, I guess I'll just turn this camera on and film what I'm looking into here. Since we got away from this camera, we have decided to switch to just a GoPro for our vlog camera. So anytime you see us walking around talking to our camera, it is a GoPro Hero 9 Black. I have it in a Ulanzi, I think is how you pronounce it. I have the GoPro attachment, external audio attachment. And then I've got this thing up here is a DJI wireless microphone receiver. Right now there's a microphone inside my shirt. They look like this, just a little bitty guy. You can take this windscreen off. If we're outside and it's windy, we use those. If it's not, we can take it off and use just this. This DJI set, I want to say it was in the neighborhood of 300, 350. I'll put it on the screen. So the thing about this camera with these microphones, the camera's not recording any audio at all right now. It's all through the microphones. If I set this camera up like this, I'm gonna go for a walk. You should start seeing me now. I'm outside of the shop. I'm walking over by the basketball goal. Right now, I'm probably about 40, 50 feet from the camera, and I'm looking the other direction. I'm just talking normal. I'm hoping you can hear it. I'm hoping you can hear it well. It is kind of windy, but the mic's under my shirt, so that's probably blocking most of the wind. But my point is, the races are busy, noisy places. So when we're in the pits, we can set this camera up just like it is now. This would be sitting on the trailer. And while we're working, I wear a microphone, or one of the boys, and Dusty wears the other microphone. And they both come into the same camera. So you're able to hear our conversations a lot better than if that camera had a microphone on it, was picking up the car next to you running in the pit. It was probably single-handedly one of the best purchases I have made toward my content. The old style mics I had the body pack with the wire that came up and you clipped the thing on. They used AA batteries and they would run out after about 45 minutes. You're constantly changing batteries. This little DJI set comes with this case right here. And I can put, that's how they charge. Like right now, that's charging. The receiver goes in the middle, and then the other mic, the one I'm wearing, goes right here. Another cool thing, I can put this on the receiver and use it with my iPhone. And these are about the best ones out there. I think Shure makes one very similar to this. I can't speak to that, I've never used it, but these ones, I can tell you for a fact, these mics work and they work well. The battery life lasts all night. So once we turn these on, they'll last almost 8 hours. So we let these mics run the entire night. We never shut these off, or the receiver. When Dusty comes in the pits, he gets out of the car, I take his mic. I always keep mine clipped on my hat like this. And I usually have his clipped on the camera. Well, when he comes in, I grab it and I clip it on his fire suit right here on this shoulder strap. And then as he walks around, it picks up everything he's saying. Before he goes out, I grab the mic, pull it off, put it back on my camera, and I go to film. I'll show you what us talking in the pits looks like now.
Like,
it's like slimy, greasy.
I mean, there could be, I know what you mean, like, Outlaw took amazing.
I will say this, these microphones have gain issues, and when I first got it, I used it for a long time not knowing how to adjust it. So everything I recorded was super gained up and almost sounded like it was too loud. Since then, I've learned that and I've turned these gains down on the transmitters and receiver, so it's a lot easier to hear, more enjoyable, if you will. Back to what I said, this is our new vlog camera. Right now it's on a little tripod. You can pick it up, you can walk and talk, see yourself. We have killer audio. These microphones are incredible. This camera, just a GoPro Hero 9. If you're gonna get them from Amazon and order the e-commerce. Basically what that is you get this camera, I think right now they're down to under $200 a piece. But the e-commerce means you still get it brand new from GoPro. It just comes in a plain brown cardboard box instead of the fancy colorful box that you'll see in a store. So they call that e-commerce, and you save quite a bit of money just to get it in a plain box. We have 6 that we use. Dusty has one that he vlogs with all the time. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's one on my bow. We normally use 4 on a car. The drone that we use is a DJI Mini 3 Pro. Here's the drone. I've bought extra battery packs, 30 minutes each. So I've got about 2.5 hours of flight time. It never takes that. I usually fly maybe 30 minutes in the daylight and 30 minutes when it's dark. And then that's enough at a track for me to get the drone footage I want. But I think these are around $1,000 now. Maybe less for the drone, but I've got extras. I've bought extra parts and pieces, extra batteries, and then of course I got this case that can haul it in. So maybe 1,500 bucks like you see here. So the mounts we use to hold our GoPros on the car are these RAM mounts. I get these from, I think it's RAM something or another. I'll put it on the screen. I get them from this online store and they're about 50 bucks a pop. They are very stable. I think our GoPro content is some of the best out there on race cars. They're stable, they're clear, they look good. And then on top of that, I put these little plastic cases because this case is like $10 and I've smoked probably 10 of them in a year. And I didn't have a single GoPro break. Now I've had these cases just demolished. Rocks will hit it and it'll break them and crack them. They've saved the GoPros every time. So that's why this is full. Those are all brand new ones in those boxes. I never put a camera on a car without these. So the setup looks like this. And let's get into how we put it on a car. For each camera, you need a mount, a case, a GoPro, a zip tie, 2 clamps. I'll explain all of this. The nut driver, this is a cool thing to add. It's probably about dead because it's been cold in the shop. And then we're gonna get into this. All right, so we're gonna move over here to my Crown Vic and we'll talk about camera mounting. The mounting points are kind of different on cars, but on Dusty's late model, I really like this bar right here by the seat to give you either a forward or even a back side view. Sometimes I point it straight out sideways. On the back of his late model, I use one of the tail bars that's right here. And I mount a camera where another car can't hit it. It's kind of back in here, but you got one looking back. But you always want to remember, a dirt car is going around a corner like this, so don't ever face your camera straight back. Whenever I mount a camera here, I angle it towards the driver's side. So when the car kicks out like this, now the camera's looking straight back. This side cameras, same kind of thing. On the late models, I'll put one right here, maybe looking back at an angle or forward at an angle. And then I've been running one at the very top of the roof bar that comes up and just kind of sees down onto the hood. We have some more camera angles planned for this year, but I want to test them before I share them with you guys. And then a lot of times we'll put one in here in the car looking at either Dusty, or we'll put one on a bar on his late model looking this way, and you can kind of see the dash, you can see him shifting and some of that stuff. So the RAM mount, and you're going to put it on your row bar like that. It's already made. There you can kind of see, I mean, they fit really well. These are made to go on row bars. Get your first hose clamp on there, cinch it down with a nut driver. 3, 4, I got 5 extra turns on that thing. Now that is solid. Look at that. I'm 250 pounds and I can't, there, I barely moved it there. But we don't stop at 1. 3, 4, 5 and a half. Some of you are gonna say, well, what the crap did you put 2 on for? I have had these break on a car. These do fail. Guys, it's thin aluminum. So when I put 2 on, it's just insurance. If one of them happens to break, there's a second one. The odds of 2 breaking at the same time are very minimal. So I'm just trying to make sure my mount comes back into the pits on the race car. You can adjust this, and when you loosen this, now it allows this whole thing to spin every which way possible. I mean, you can see here, I can go back angle, sideways, forward angle. I can point it at the driver. I can flip it upside down. I can point it up. I mean, it's limitless. I got my mount on the car with 2 hose clamps. Now I'm gonna take Rain-X glass water repellent. Okay, this is out of Riley's for $7, $8, I think maybe. I have 3 cans of it. I've used 1 can this entire season on all of the cameras on Dusty's car at every dirt track we went to. I've still got better than half a can left. This stuff will last you forever. Spray the lens. Take a soft terry towel and just clean it. You want your lens to be beautifully clean. Look how clean that is. There's no water spots, there's no scratches. That is ready to film. If you're not cleaning your lens, you're not gonna get a good quality film. So step one is clean your camera lens. Step two, I come over to my mount, open it up. I'm gonna spray inside the case. Same thing, just wipe it, clean it. You clean your body, clean your cameras. Keep equipment clean. Clean equipment works better. Careful not to touch the screen. I'm inserting it into the case, okay? Now at this point, I'm gonna take a zip tie. Okay, the zip tie is running around this case. It's going around the lens. I'm gonna go ahead and clip this end off. I'm going to spray the front of the case. Now the reason we're using this Rain-X stuff is I've had dirt clobs hit this lens and stick to it, and in a matter of a couple laps, it'll fall off. So it's keeping it kind of slick where that dirt will hit it and fly off of it, and it works very well. So the reason I've got the zip tie on is I have had rocks and dirt fly in and hit this clip and open that up, and it's come back in and the case is open, flop, and the camera could fall out. So this zip tie is just to make sure, it's added insurance to make sure that this case stays closed and the camera stays in it. Since I have started putting 2 hose clamps on and the zip tie on the case, we're at 100% satisfaction guaranteed. The cameras always come back, they always come back in one piece, and they always capture good, solid, clear content. This is how I do all of my cameras on all 4 sides of the car, or however many I'm running. I've ran 6 or 7 on Dusty's car in one night. Once you got the cameras on your car, all you gotta do is hit the top button, boom, he goes out and races, comes back in, hit the top button, you shut it off. And you do that every time they go out. I usually don't film hot laps. I will film the heat race and the feature, and these cameras give me enough battery life, and unless there's a bunch of red flags or something, I have enough battery life to film the heat race and the feature at every track we go to with 1 battery. So these cameras stay on the car like this the entire night. At the end of the night, whenever we're done, cut that zip tie off, okay? And then I open the case, pull out the camera, close the case, and my cases will stay on the cars all year long, just like that. When Dusty washes, he washes the case as well. They don't come off. It'll stay there the whole year. And because it's mounted and so versatile, I can spin it around and use it in the same mounting position, but get different angles throughout the night. I have been known from time to time, so you're gonna mount a GoPro to this mount without the case. And here's the kicker. You don't even have to put a battery in it, all right? What you do at the beginning of the night is pop that battery cover off. You're gonna wanna get you one of these and one of these. This is a 28,000 milliamp battery pack. You can plug a GoPro C-type charging cable into this battery pack, then plug it into the GoPro right there. Turn the battery pack on. Battery pack's on. Camera's on. Look, it's recording right now. No battery in it, and it's running off of this. Now you take this camera, put it on this mount, and mount it on the front stretch wall. As long as your SD card is big enough, you start this at the beginning of the night and you let it go all night. When the races are over, you go over there and collect this one. It's still filming, it never ran out of battery. So you're not popping in and out of the racetrack, turning it off and on. You let this one record the entire night. Also looks really cool on time lapse. The editing software that I'm using right now is called Movavi. It's pretty cheap. I think it was like $100 to buy it, and I own it, and I've used it for a few years. It's lacking. My computer I edit on is lacking. I need to upgrade all that stuff. But basically what I do for a race is I take my main camera that I'm watching the car go on the track, and I upload that first. That's my base level. I never stop recording with this camera. Once the race starts and I hit record, I record the whole thing. If they're under a red flag, I'll set the camera down and take a break, but I'm still letting it record. The reason why is you want all this to sync up. Now, if I've got 4 GoPros on the car, I can take all 4 of those GoPros and I dump them into my editor on top of the base layer. I remove the audio from all 4 GoPro tracks because we don't need the audio. Now what I do is I have a starting point, which is usually on a dirt track when the cars are coming around turn 3 and 4. When they gas it and the cars kick out, I find that spot in every video and I line them all up together. And then I cut them. Now when I hit play, because all of those videos never stopped, it's synced up together. So now I can go through and just cut out pieces I don't want, and all of these, they're all in order. They're all happening at the same time. So now I'm able to remove pieces and leave the sections of clip I want. So it goes to the rear camera, now to the camera I'm holding. Now it shows Dusty on the end car. Those clips are all just done at the same time, and I just happen to cut them out at the right time. If you guys have questions about anything or see anything in one of our videos specifically and you want to talk about it, please ask us on Facebook or here on YouTube. Leave a comment. We reply to every freaking comment that we see. We really try to. It's taken me 12 months, an entire year, to dial in on the right cameras and mounts and GoPros and get it all bought and work out the details and the bugs. And I've done all that hard work for you. So watch our videos. If you like what you see, I've laid out all the stuff I'm using to do that and how I'm doing it. I'm an open book. Feel free to ask me. Again, thank you. Look forward to seeing what you guys can come up with. And again, I've not seen a whole lot of videos where these people with race vlog channels give up the goods. But I mean, it's not just for me. I want to share it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Let us know in the comments if you liked this video and would like more videos explaining how we do stuff behind the scenes. Let us know. We appreciate you.